Modern people, continually under strong competition and striving to survive, are leading such a busy life that their health cannot be taken into consideration, since they have to pursue social status and security. Stress and exhaustion are consequently easily exposing them to diseases. Abnormal blood pressure, occurring without notice, tends to bring fatal complications, especially inducing major diseases, as it can easily be overlooked. Thus, perhaps you should look after your blood pressure level and may even need to take medication for the rest of your life. According to Korean traditional medicine, then, how can various diseases associated with abnormal blood pressure be treated? A Korean traditional medicine clinic in Seoul. Mrs. Park, a patient in this hospital, is currently overcoming a disease since she had collapsed due to paralysis 5 months ago. Paralysis is the major disease that is putting elderly people at great concern. Although not everyone goes through this as they age, blood pressure was the main cause in the case of Mrs. Park. Mrs. Park, who was not aware of her blood pressure level, collapsed as her left arm and leg became paralyzed. This is proof that blood pressure disorders had been progressing internally, even though she was struck by paralysis. Before the attack, she was seriously obese, hence her blood pressure was high as a result. After being admitted to the hospital, Mrs. Park's body weight was also being treated together with the disease. Having lost 13 kilograms, the blood pressure due to obesity is now coming under control. Through this moderation, her paralyzed left arm and leg are currently receiving an intensive treatment. If high blood pressure is a disease that people can be self-consciously aware of, couldn't Mrs. Park have avoided paralysis?
아무것도 안 했어 나는. 아프지도 안 하고. 그냥 이거만 안 됐지. 아무것도 안 하더라고. 머리도 안 아프고. 근데 마비됐어. 그러니까 가니까 뇌경색 여기 뒤에 막혔어. 사진 MRI 찍으니까 핏줄이 2개 있는데 하나가 막혔어. 이것도 다 돼 이제는. 아까 그거 돌리는 거 봤어요? 이것도 되고 이래도 되고. 아직 완전 힘은 안 들었지만 이렇게.
Blood flows through all parts of the body through the blood vessels. Blood pressure refers to the pressure that pushes against the blood walls caused by the blood flowing through the blood vessels. The blood that is pumped by the heart can flow into all parts of our body via the blood vessels once a moderate blood pressure is maintained. As this blood flow supplies oxygen to the organs or to each parts of our body, such as the brain, kidney, and liver, we are able to carry out normal movement. Our body requires an endless circulation of blood. When compared to the normal status, during high blood pressure, the blood vessel is struck endlessly and the internal wall gets damaged. Furthermore, fats inside the damaged blood vessel get easily accumulated, making it thicker and harder gradually. The blood vessel is eventually contracted, and high blood pressure gradually breaks down the blood vessel. Blood pressure is measured 2 ways. A compressed blood pressure, which is a compression that occurs when the heart pumps blood to the arteries, and the expanded blood pressure, where the heart is expanded to fulfill the next blood compression. Overall, the main case of blood pressure is high blood pressure. We refer to high blood pressure if the compressed blood pressure is over 140 millimeters Hg, or the relaxed blood pressure is over 90 millimeters Hg. Low blood pressure that is below normal is also abnormal, and also if the compressed blood pressure is 100 millimeters Hg and the expanded blood pressure is below 60 millimeters Hg. High blood pressure occurs when the pressure of the blood that flows in the vessel is excessively high. This is considered more dangerous than low blood pressure. This is because high blood pressure places a burden on the heart and arteries. If this continues over the long term or over a certain limit, various diseases may bring harm to bodily functions. High blood pressure occurs from cerebrovascular diseases and heart diseases. Studying the statistics for the cause of death in the National Statistics Office in 1999, we could see that diseases related to blood pressure rank among the highest. Totally, cerebrovascular disease and heart diseases that may occur due to high blood pressure are equal to 60%, which prove that blood pressure has a high effect on death rates. Disease related to high blood pressure has increased up to 4 times within 11 years. 15 to 20% of adults show potential for these diseases.
대부분의 고혈압 환자들이 자기가 혈압인지 모르는 경우가 많은데 고혈압이 나타나서 어느 정도 증세가 심하면 머리가 아프다거나 뒷목이 당긴다거나 어지럽다거나 머리가 무겁다거나 피로를 느낀다거나 이런 증상들이 나타나지만 그러한 증상 없이 장시간 동안 고혈압을 가지고 있는 사람들이 많이 있습니다. 근데 장시간 동안 고혈압을 치료하지 않고 방치하였을 때는 동맥경화 같은 게 더 진행이 돼서 뇌 동맥경화가 진행하면 뇌혈관 질환이 발생하고 심장 쪽에 동맥경화가 진행하면 심근경색 같은 질환들이 발생을 해서 그 다른 질환들을 일으키는 무서운 병입니다.
Depending on the cause, high blood pressure can be classified into 2 types. The most common one is called hereditary high blood pressure. It could be affected by the shape, size of the body, and those who are genetically small, or increase of weight through overconsumption of food and alcohol, and endocortical, or increase of blood pressure as a result of heart stimulation through nicotine or caffeine. Other causes include nervousness, status of suppressed feelings, and accumulated stress. These comprise 75 to 90% of high blood pressure patients. And the remaining causes may have been derived by abnormal status of individual organs due to successive occurrence of high blood pressure. It may also occur from diseases in relation to the kidneys or types of hormones, nerve-related diseases, and through toxemias of pregnancy and other contraceptive pills. Korean traditional medicine regards high blood pressure as a result of kidney and liver problems. When these organs have excessive heat, it will rise upward, inducing high blood pressure. Symptoms do not appear at first, but proceed gradually, causing symptoms such as headaches, a buzzing sound in the ears, or a feeling of faintness and tiredness.
한의학에서는 간장과 심장에 양이 지나치게 항진돼서 간장과 심장에 열이 상초, 즉 몸의 윗부분으로 올라갈 때 고혈압이 나타나는 걸로 봅니다. 그래서 이런 고혈압 치료는 한약을 써서 간장과 심장에 열을 떨어뜨려주는 그런 한약을 쓰고요. 아울러서 간장과 심장에 경락 위주로 침을 놔서 그쪽 경락의 흐름을 원활하게 해서 몸 전체를 조절해주는 침 치료를 하고요. 그리고 혈압 치료에 효과가 있는 족삼리나 풍지나 예풍 같은 그런 자리에 수기 치료를 시행하고 그 자리에 부항이나 뜸 치료도 같이 시행을 합니다.
56-year-old Mr. Had visited a hospital as he recently felt stiffness in the back of his neck. Reaching over 50, his concern increased towards various adulthood diseases and could not overlook at even little symptoms. In Mr. Um's case, his liver and kidney were overheated, resulting in a high blood pressure under an accelerated function, subsequently bringing these symptoms. Internal function disorder is naturally apparent externally. Comparing the color of the tongue, for instance, it is swollen and appears yellowish, different from the tongue of a normal person. Thus, we could check our blood pressure just by checking the tongue condition. Mr. Complains of muscle cramps in the shoulder and stiffness of the neck or pain in the back of the head. This is derived by the arising of the heat toward the heart and liver. This is the consequence of muscle cramps due to high blood pressure. Acupuncture is usually applied to reduce the increased blood pressure and regulate the circulation of vital energy and blood that had been affected by high blood pressure. Firstly, acupuncture is applied to the spot called Ye Pung, located at the back of the ear. This is helpful to enhance the blood circulation of the brain and activate it. Hapgokyol, located between the thumb and the first finger, is also an effective spot for headaches. Applying acupuncture to this spot is due to enhance brain activity. There is also an effective acupuncture spot to enable a full flow of the vital energy throughout the body called Taechunghyol, located on the upper part between the first and the second toe, and Choksamni spot, located 3 fingers below the knee. If the cramp status on neck and shoulder, derived by the rising of the heat in the body, is not relieved, it is due to deteriorate the symptoms. In this case, negative pressure therapy is commonly applied using pressure. It is applied to the spots such as Kyunjang and Kyunuhyol, located on the upper part of the shoulders, and Pesuhyol, located on the spots directly related to 5 viscera, 6 entrails, which effectively circulates the vital energy and blood. For high blood pressure patients, moxibustion has an effect of full cleaning of the whole body. Effects are also derived by moxibustion energy, which decomposes the accumulated unwanted substances on the internal wall and help to supply adequate oxygen and nutrition through pure blood. Rising of the heat is the cause of high blood pressure. Thus, moderating this heat is the basis of Korean traditional medicine treatment. Medicine is used to reduce the heat, enhance the vital energy of the heart, and normalize the liver function. Furthermore, prescription is given to supplement liquid in the liver. This will be effective to prevent paralysis and reduce suffocation of the heart and stiffness on the back of the neck. Recently, tapping therapy, which is used to treat muscle disorders, is also applied in Korean traditional medicine clinics. Depending on the symptoms, tapping therapy is put onto acupuncture points, as it is done in acupuncture. The stimulation through the tap is due to help the circulation of blood and vital energy. Especially, the body constitution tape is put on in the same direction as acupuncture, bringing the same effect as having applied acupuncture all day. Recently, the flow through the meridian tends to be understood as the flow of microelectric current. The small amount of white powder inside the tape improves the flow of microelectric current inside the body and enhances the flow of the vital energy. The effect can be maximized if body constitution acupuncture is applied to the acupuncture points where the tape is placed. Depending on each individual body constitution, it is natural to have strong and weak tenon. Just by pressing the body constitution acupuncture point lightly, it balances with the function of organs by each body constitution.
일반적으로 나이를 먹게 되면 혈관의 탄력성이 떨어지고 어깨나 목의 근육이 더 잘 굳게 돼가지고 이런 것들이 상승작용을 일으켜서 고혈압을 나타내게 되는데요. 한방 치료를 받게 되면 혈관의 탄력성도 좀 개선시켜주고 몸 전체 순환과 기능을 항진시켜서 전체적인 순환을 개선시켜줍니다.
As compared to high blood pressure, the danger is not as high, being lower than normal. It too creates inconvenience in our daily livelihood. 22-year-old Miss Lee, who frequently feels faint, headaches, and buzzing in the ears. These symptoms have been derived by low blood pressure. In the case of low blood pressure, the blood flow from head to toe tends to be bad. This occurs as a result of a weak heart or because minor blood vessels are weak. Since the majority of low blood pressure symptoms also occur in other diseases, it is easy not to be aware of the actual cause of the symptoms. Hence, the main cause of it needs to be found through accurate testing. The Palgang test is the basic test of Korean traditional medicine, which checks whether there are any problems or not in the whole flow of the body. This is also applied for low blood test. Through this test, we are able to examine thoroughly to find out which organ is causing the blood pressure to drop. The body comprises vital energy and blood surrounding the whole body, each maintaining its renewal function. As we call the road of blood flow as the blood vessel, Korean traditional medicine calls the road of vital energy meridians. In the body, there are 12 meridians, and the points that reveal their functions most clearly are called acupuncture points. As compared to other parts, electric current flows well, and the resistance appears low on these points. When there is a particular disease, a change in the flow of electric current in a particular acupuncture point will appear. In addition, the cause of low blood pressure can also be found through this test. Cerebral blood flow test is a test carried out commonly in general hospitals. It is a method which measures the speed of blood through the cerebrovascular using supersonic waves, measuring the speed of the blood flow. Depending on the level of blood flow, low blood pressure can be detected, and it is also used to test diseases such as headaches and cerebral apoplexy.
이 환자분 같은 경우에는 일단 평소에 뭐 주위 환경에서도 그렇고 직업적인 면에서도 그렇고 여러 가지 스트레스를 많이 받으시고요. 이제 그런 큰 원인이 있으시고 거기에 이제 원래 체질 자체가 조금 이제 기운도 허하신 기어 체질이시면서 거기에 스트레스 같이 받으시고 그다음에 평소에 운동량도 많으신 편이 아니시고요. 일단은 뭐 몸에서 저희가 여러 가지 진단 방법을 통해서 진단을 해본 결과로는 이제 몸의 담음이라든지 그런 부분도 충분히 많이 생각해 볼 수가 있겠고 그다음에 그 기혈뿐만이 아니고 이제 혈분의 부족, 이제 혈어 같은 경우도 충분히 생각해 볼 수가 있는 상태입니다.
For low blood pressure, the title of the disease is not relevant. Treatment should be carried out according to its functions. Firstly, treatment is given to remove symptoms that are related to low blood pressure. Headaches, vertigo, and stomach pains are treated by acupuncture. Once these symptoms have been relieved, the relief of symptoms such as laziness and chronic exhaustion may reduce inconvenience in our daily lives. Tiredness is easily felt since flow of vital energy is not carried out accordingly. For low blood pressure bringing dizziness due to anemia, Gastro D rhizoma, vital energy of the earth, and ginseng are used. As well as symptoms, this can consequently increase the blood pressure that has been dropped.
고혈압, 저혈압을 예방할 수 있는 방법 중에 가장 중요한 것은 일단은 약물이나 어떤 침치료 혹은 뭐 다른 여러 가지 치료 이전에 본인이 이제 그만큼 실생활에서 얼마나 그 적극적으로 뭐 스트레스를 예방한다든지 혹은 이제 식생활에 있어서 충분한 영양 섭취가 되어야 되고 그 다음에 그 지방이라든지 여러 가지 뭐 혈관장애 유발할 수 있는 그런 식사는 웬만하면 피하시는 게 좋고요. 적절한 운동이 반드시 필요하고요.
High and low blood pressure are simply easy to overlook in our lives. However, the fatal complications induced by not being able to find out why it is excessively high or low can result in very serious consequences. Just by knowing your own blood pressure status, you can avoid bigger problems through Korean traditional medicine treatment, which provides treatment after analyzing the main causes of the symptoms. A healthy body will always need to maintain moderate blood pressure. Nonetheless, once a problem is found here, then extra care will be required in general. Here is a simple finger pressure therapy to help you look after your blood pressure. Hapgok is an important acupuncture spot. It is located below your thumb and the second finger. Pressing here firmly toward the thumb can ease headaches, cataract, hemorrhages around the eyes as a result of high blood pressure. Shinsu-hyal controls kidney function. This point can be found by following the bulky part of the back, centering the point where the upper part of both sides' hip bones meet. From this point, stimulating Shinsu-hyal, which is located about the width of 2 fingers on the outside, can recoup the symptoms of high blood pressure, which can easily lack liquid of the kidney. Chunjung, which is the most important acupuncture points for low blood pressure treatment. This point controls the flow of vital energy and helps lung function. As it is related to heart, and it is located in the center of both nipples, it needs to be pressed lightly for an effect. So-bu is an acupuncture point that controls the function of the heart. When you grasp your hand lightly, the point which the last finger reaches is So-bu. Pressing here over 10 times for 3 seconds will bring a great effect. Stimulating here controls the vital energy of the heart, which moderates breath and refrain from psychological unstableness. Blood pressure requires more personal care than treatment itself. Let's make use of the simple finger pressure therapy now and then. Hence, we should be able to take care of our blood pressure simply in our daily routines and also help to prevent serious fatal complications.